Hey guys, it's Gaming Jameson, and right here's my dad. And he collects old video games. Now, what game did you collect?
Well, I like old Nintendo games, the
Yeah.
original NES games, but I collect lots of games. So, like Super Nintendo, Atari, and then some other weird ones. So, there's a lot of other consoles out there. Like, there's the Neo Geo, there's 3DO, Sega Saturn, Genesis, and then there's the Japanese versions of the consoles. And so, I'll collect games from that too.
Okay. And why did you buy the game?
Well, the game that I bought is I was on eBay and I won an auction for a sealed copy of the original Legend of Zelda for the Famicom.
So,
Do you know what the Famicom is?
no, I do not.
So, Famicom is short for Family Computer. And so in Japan, the Nintendo Entertainment Center was called the Famicom. It was the Nintendo Famicom. But in the United States, it was the NES for Nintendo Entertainment System. And so this particular game that I bought, The Legend of Zelda, was part of the disc add-on system. So they had this console, and then they had an add-on that used disc cartridges. And the reason why that was important is it allowed you to save games, and it had better sound. So it had, because it supported more storage.
And that was a big deal back then.
Before then, you would be playing a game and you had to essentially beat it in one sitting.
Shot,
in one sitting, because there was no way to save the game. So they didn't have a way to store your save on the cartridges. So so if you were playing, like think of playing Mario, and you get to the sixth or seventh world, and then all of a sudden your mom says it's time to eat. Well, you have to turn off the cartridge or turn off the console, and then you don't get to play starting from there. If you turn off the machine, you have to start from the very beginning. So that was the big deal with the cartridge.
Yeah. Why did you buy the Japan version instead of the US version?
Well, a sealed copy of the US version is worth a lot of money, more than I'm willing to spend.
Yeah.
And but the Famicom version is really interesting because it came out in February of 1986. It was the first game, or a launch game. There were many first games, but it was the launch game with the disc add-on, along with another copy of Super Mario Brothers. But the game actually didn't come out in the United States until August 22nd, I believe it was, 1987. So almost, I guess that's about a year and a half later. So the game actually was in Japan for a year and a half before the US. So if you're looking for the very first copy of The Legend of Zelda, the Famicom is the very first copy.
So, are we going to be unboxing it?
We are going to be unboxing
Oh,
it.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's start.
So here we are. So we just got it in today from Japan. I'd turn it around, but you'd see our home address. So we're not going to do that. Sorry.
Yeah, just blur that. Blur.
Yeah. So
Blur.
a little nervous about this because this is the nerve-wracking thing about buying from Japan, or just buying on eBay in general, is you can't see it in person. So you have to go off pictures, and you kind of hope that you get a one that's in good shape. Yeah. So this one is not graded. What a lot of collectors will do, and investors, is they'll send it off to a company, and there's a couple of them. There's WATA, I think that's how you say it, WATA, and then there's VGA, Video Gaming Authority.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah.
And they grade the games, and they tell you how good the cartridge looks. And so the higher the grade, potentially the more valuable it is. So here we go, wrapped in newspaper.
Okay. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 wrapping skills.
And this is cool. Since it came from Japan, it's actually a Japanese newspaper.
Oh
So
wow,
we're
that's
gonna-
cool.
Yeah, look at this. This is fun. It looks like I don't know what this is called Best Country Gourmet. So I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't
what's
know
going
what
on, but
that
it's
is.
fun.
I don't know
Alright.
what that is, but okay.
All right, so
Here it is.
here it is. Let's open this. So set this down, and we're going to be very careful with opening this. I actually want to avoid scissors
Oh yeah.
as much as I can. So
Trying to
get this
avoid
bubble wrap.
denting it. Bubble wrap is not the best thing in the world to do boxing with.
Okay. Oh, here we go. And here we
Yes.
go. Oh, this is actually in pretty
Good
interesting shape. So we'll show this. So there you go. This is.
Sorry, it's hard to
We got
see.
a
I'll
little
get
bit
my phone to
of we got a
record it.
little bit of glare here, but we'll throw some pictures in here.
Yep.
And so this right here, and you can see it's really small. So I don't know if we can compare. Like this is our mouse. so our mouse is just about as big as this, and so this is the original cover art, and we look at the back, and so in Japan they didn't put shrink wrap around the box. What they did to seal it is they had this little sticker. So this little sticker right here is telling me that it has not ever been opened if the sticker's real, and there are people that will do fake stickers. And so, and what's cool about the cartridge is it had two sides. It had an A side and B side. So as you played the game, you got to a certain part in the game and you actually had to take the cartridge out and you had to flip it, turn it upside down and put it back in there. But we can see that if you look kind of on the sides here, it's like it's a little wavy.
But I mean, who cares? It's just a little.
And then, so this is like how when they graded, they look to see the lip here, how high that is. They look for the color and the plastic and the cartridge, and if it's warped. So like here, I can't tell if this is our camera because it uses a fisheye lens, or if it's the actual box, but it looks like it's a little warped like that. But and then you probably can't see it. We'll try to take some pictures and show it, but there's a little like light scratches on the plastic because this is now, 1986 February. So what is that? That's
about like
37 years.
Yeah, it's like 38 years.
37. Well,
no, it's 36.
What year does it? No, 37.
Yeah, because it's 23.
1986. Yeah, it's 2023 now. And so the other thing that's cool about this one is the font up here. And I'll put in a couple pictures to show the difference. But right here it says Disk System. And right here it's in yellow. And there's other cartridges and they're actually in white. And the very first copies that they made, they used yellow font. And then the later ones,
that you're an OG.
Yeah, you're an OG. It's like, so that's kind of like the first print is in yellow. So this is like even more rare within this one that's already pretty rare. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to take a look at it, and everything's looking really cool.
Pictures.
You can see this is what I'm more worried about. The sticker becomes the most important part, and we're not focusing very well, but you can kind of see that across the crease line, it's got that indentation. So that will be the most important part of the grading. So we'll send this off at this time.
Video.
Yeah, at this time, Wata does not grade Famicom games because they don't have a box that will actually fit this because it's so small, which is weird because I think they really could just use they grade Game Boy games, and this is about the size of a Game Boy game. So I don't know why they couldn't use that, but they don't. So we'll send it off to VGA, and we'll show what that looks like to send a game off to VGA. We'll do another little video of that, and then when the game comes back, we'll show you what we got on this. So yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking that this is probably my guess is that this is going to come back as an 80, but it might come back
as an 85,
an 85.
75.
An 85 would be great. I hope it doesn't come back as a 75, but it might come back as a 75. So, and they'll also tell if this is real. There's a chance that somebody might have faked this really well, but from what I'm seeing, it looks real because of the way that the paper here is kind of faded over time, being exposed to light. So I'm pretty sure this is real. The sticker also looks real. Also, if you're wondering what the sticker is, this is actually what the discs look like. So they've made the little Famicom yellow discs, and they almost look like a little teddy bear, but they're actually like a little disc. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else?
I'm gonna take some pictures.
Yeah, we're gonna take some pictures. We'll put them in the video.
Yes.
By the time you watch the video, the pictures will be there. So, did you have any more questions, Jameson?
So, how big does the packaging has to be to fit this?
So they have a custom made plastic box, and they'll actually we'll pay a little bit of extra money, and they have boxes that have special glass on them that protect them from UV lighting. So that's ultraviolet lighting, because what happens with ultraviolet lighting is it interacts with the ink that they use to print and make the picture. So what happens is over time, UV lighting makes it fade. And so by having a special UV case, it will protect the colors in the picture. So pretty cool, but
yeah. So I'm gonna put some pictures into the video.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So.
All right. How do we sign off? What do we say? How do we say goodbye?
I don't know. I think this is a good ending.